up? What up? Welcoming everybody to another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. And yesterday, I did not have a good day. I went 1-1, and my best bet lost on the Lakers plus 140. The winner was the Warriors plus 6, but the loser was frustrating for even more reasons than just my bankroll. So, not a happy camper this morning. Mr. Veno, hopefully you did better than I did yesterday.
Yesterday was really good, Skee. 6-2 overall, 4-0 in the NBA. We talked about them all here. Both ends of that Cleveland game, Cavs minus the points, Cavs team total, Bulls team total, which got over. And you and I talked a little bit yesterday about Dallas Knicks maybe being higher scoring. I had Dallas team total. So a lot of team totals involved in that 4-0 yesterday. And then a 2-2 inside the college ranks made for a 6-2. So it was a nice day. Picked up, I think, like 10.5 units. Good day.
That's an awesome day. Nice work, Vino. Stay hot. Love to hear that. And I know we only have a short time, so I do want to get to NFL as fast as we can. And Vino will bounce back in after our next guest. If we're still on and going, and then we'll talk some NBA. So I will talk about when Vino hops off. I'll talk about yesterday too. I know people want to have a little discussion about the game, but we do have to find a winner because yesterday we did not find a winner. So let's get through the chat really quick, see who got it correct. And did you do a show earlier, Rob?
I did not.
Okay. So no cheaters today. So I have to ask, is either this one, is Lions Blue a winner?
I guess, we could describe it as Lions Blue if we don't get any closer.
Well, Lions Blue came first, and after Lions Blue came Light Blue. So one of those two.
Well, how official do we want to be? On the list we put out, we listed as light blue or sky blue. And so maybe if we have to nitpick, we have to say light blue wins. I'm not.
Okay, yeah, we did put the list. The list is here before that comment came in. And light blue is right there on the list. So Nucky is my boy. But the real DJ is my boy too.
That's a winner because you know what? On that list, I did see on that list we also have Lions Blue listed. It's a different shirt, different color.
Oh, okay.
You can see it right there. So yeah, light blue gets the nod today.
Yeah. So don't even have to think about it. It's right there in the writing. So I don't have to feel bad. The real DJ X214, you are the winner. $50. Just maybe comment after the show. That's the easiest way. And put like your Cash App or something. Or you can DM me on Twitter and let me know there. So congratulations to you. And while we have Vino here, I know I have to skip a lot of the comments, but we want to take advantage of the time that we have. So let's get to a little bit of Super Bowl action. And we've talked about it briefly. The lines haven't moved very much. 2 all across the board. There is a 2.5 at Superbook, though. 47.5 for the total. See at 48 at South Point. You know how I feel, Mr. Vino. The people know how I feel. I will talk about it some more. But first, before we even talk about props, I just have to know, who is going to win this game? Is it the Mahomes or do the 49ers have a chance?
Well, I lean Kansas City plus the 2. And not that the 2 will come into play. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe Kansas City money line at better prices is worth it if you're going to play Chiefs. I just, a couple of things here, Skee, real quick for me. I do think that defensively, Kansas City is improved enough to, I'm not going to say stop the San Francisco multiple weapons because I don't think anybody can stop them, but to do a better job than the Lions did, to do a better job than the Packers did. And the other side of the football, just from what we're seeing of San Francisco's defense in these playoff games, it can't be trusted. It can't be trusted against the run. It can't be trusted against the pass. It certainly can't be trusted against Patrick Mahomes if it couldn't be trusted against Jordan Love and Jared Goff. And so I think Kansas City's offensive line, which some thought to be an issue last game when Joe Thuney didn't play, didn't turn out to be an issue whatsoever. And I just, for me, I just go back to the coaching staffs. Sometimes it's that simple, Skee. I've seen enough of these playoff games now where Andy Reid outcoaches the other side. And last year, he was losing at halftime to the Eagles. They couldn't stop the Eagles. And second half, I don't think you could find a Kansas City receiver that had a defender within 5 yards of him for the entire half. Kansas City scored every time they got the ball in the second half, I think. Granted, maybe a gift of a flag at the end of the game, but I trust him and his script early. I trust him and his adjustments at halftime a lot more than I trust Steve Wilks, the defensive coordinator on the other side. And, Kyle Shanahan offensively, who gets his third crack at this. One as a head coach, one as an OC, third time around, second as a head coach, and has come up short a couple of times here. Not to say that you don't learn from your experiences, but for me, it's the proven commodity, right? Let's just bet the proven commodity that's an underdog here. And to me, it's Kansas City playing their best ball of the season.
I'm in agreement. Shout out to S Talk for becoming a YouTube member. I appreciate that. And I will have something for my members later on. But I'm in agreement. I'm betting on the Chiefs here. Sorry, I almost messed that up. I'm betting on the Chiefs. And the people in the chat, they said they already know why I like it. So I will expand a little bit more. But I want to get to some of the total because I feel a couple different ways about the total as well. I think it's in more of an under game because one, I just don't trust Brock Purdy to take advantage of the Chiefs in any way, shape, or form. They could probably run on them, but the run is going to take the clock anyway. And I think the Chiefs defense is good. And on the flip side, if I like the Chiefs, if the Chiefs get a lead, they're known to sit on it and milk the clock. So either the full game under, probably more so like the second half under. How do you feel about the total here, Veno?
It's hard because it's hard for me because of where the number is, Skee. It's not hard to figure out how I see the game. I don't necessarily see it exactly the same way as the majority narrative does, which is ball control on both sides, grind the clock, low possession. I'm just going to point out a couple of numbers here. San Francisco, for what it's worth, their defense has faced 19 drives in the playoffs. They played pretty low possession games, the 49ers, and both went over. They played a game against Green Bay where they had 9 and Green Bay had 9. And I take out victory formation at the end of the game, and I take out a halftime kneel when you're just running out the clock. Those aren't really possessions. 18 true possessions against Green Bay, game goes over this number, and 19 against Detroit, game goes over this number. Those 19 drives that San Francisco has faced, and it's not a lot. It's not a big nut. It's low possession. 14 of those could have been possible scores. 9 of them were scores. There were 3 turnovers on downs. We know about the 2 infamous ones that Dan Campbell had. Green Bay had one as well, all deep in San Francisco territory where they came up empty. And it was a missed field goal that was relatively short that they could have had. So when you have a chance to score against the defense on 14 out of 19 drives, and you're Detroit and Green Bay, which are good offenses, I just feel like Kansas City's going to, even if Kansas City only gets 9 possessions, I feel like 6 or 7 of those, they're going to have a chance to score. And you got to score touchdowns to get overs rather than field goals. But KC, we saw it against Baltimore. Again, 2 weeks is kind of a lot between the last game and this game, right, Skee? I mean, we hear a whole bunch of stuff. And you try to blank out the noise so that you don't get your mind changed from what you believe or what you saw or what you feel. But, there's a lot these past 2 weeks about how San Francisco can straighten things out defensively. I don't think so. I really don't. I've seen too many holes. Chase Young, if I want to pick on one player. The other side of the coin is, well, I like KC's defense. I like their corners. I like their linebackers. It's too many people to handle for a full game. You can get them for a while. I don't think you stop Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, McCaffrey. Purdy even showed that he'll run a little bit. So to me, 48 is still doable. And if I just go back to the last time these two played in the Super Bowl, it was a dead nuts under into the fourth quarter. And all of a sudden, Patrick Mahomes came up with 3 touchdowns in 6 minutes and it hit 51. I don't think that game went over. If I remember right, 51 was still an under. But if you get that here, you do get over. So I'm slightly leaning toward over. If it gets to 48, I'll probably back off. I know there's some people out there that like first half over, which is good with if you believe in the scripts, the early scripts of both of these head coaches, which could be good. So I could see that as well. But that's the way I lean, Skee. I lean a little bit toward over 47.5.
All right. You liking the over makes me a little bit nervous about my underlook. So maybe I'll let you have the first half of the game. And then I'll just focus on the second half. Hopefully it can go the way I like there. There's a prop bet that I'll take every single year in the Super Bowl. So the first thing I want to ask you is, I'm curious, do you have a bet like that you feel cashes every single year, regardless who plays?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, I'll share mine.
Let me have yours. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want yours.
you could tell me how you feel about it. I like the shortest touchdown under 1.5 yards. And it's hit. My bad here. I should have had it already pulled up. It's hit, I believe, 7 of the last 8 years. It's hit 24 of the last 34. And the reason I like this is simple. It could hit in the regular flow of the game. But at some point, somebody will take a shot to the end zone. And very likely, there will be a flag thrown. Place that ball on the 1 yard line. We're not kicking field goals in the Super Bowl. We're punching it in. So that's how that prop cashes. And the juice I got was around minus 150. I bet that right on Monday, soon as it opened. So that's my recurring prop. You guys all get a little bit of a gift now since Rob got it out of me. Are there any other props that you're looking at here, Rob?
I will give you something that has to do with penalties that I was just made aware of by a guy last night. A lot of money is being attracted to under 10.5 accepted penalties because of the referee crew that's going to be on the field. And surprisingly enough, Skee, the lead official in this game Sunday was actually the same lead official for Kansas City, San Francisco a couple years back. So you do the backtrack and you see that in that game, the penalties did stay under. I think this refereeing crew is something like 9 penalties a game or something like that. And while the 49ers and KC are pretty low flag teams. But the idea here is that these guys choose to keep the flag in their pocket rather than throw it in the big game. And it works both ways, right? Because there's probably going to be a couple of plays here in listening to my buddy talk to me about it. He said it's probably going to be a couple of plays where the flag should be thrown, and it irates a lot of people because it doesn't get thrown. Whether it comes true or not, I'm not sure. I mean, this refereeing crew could take a turn and decide to throw flags. I'm not sure, but I know a lot of people are on that. I have not played that yet. What I did play is Marquez Valdez-Scantling over his 19.5 receiving yards. To me, this one was real simple. If you're San Francisco, and again, I love to play defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator from my office here at home. I'm not on the sidelines. But if you're San Francisco, the task is simple, right? Number one, you have to stop Pacheco in the run. That's your first focus. Then your second focus goes to Travis Kelce. Your third focus now, all of a sudden, because Rashee Rice has become a weapon, probably don't double cover him, but maybe you shade his way a little bit with an extra guy. The man who gets unattended to is going to be Valdez-Scantling. You don't get a lot of opportunities with him, right? I went back. Mahomes throws it to him maybe 1 to 4 times a game. That's all you're going to get. So you got to click when he throws it to him. And he dropped a lot of balls during the regular season. But the last 2 games, he's gone over this 19.5 rather easily. One, of course, was that huge pass play at the end of the Buffalo game that sealed the deal. But that's what you get with him, right? Those are the routes he runs. He runs those deep intermediates. He runs those verticals. And Patrick Mahomes, like I said, has shown in the last few games that he'll give him 1 to 4 chances. I think you could get this whole 19.5 in one shot with Valdez-Scantling. It could even be a wide receiver screen. You know how Teddy loves to question us, right? He gives us the the comeback. And he asked me, he said, Rob, does it scare you at all that Kadarius Toney is going to be part of this game this week? And to me, and and I don't know how you feel, Skee, but these quarterbacks like Mahomes, they throw to who they trust. And I don't know that Kadarius Toney, a guy who hasn't played in quite a while and a guy who popped off a little bit after their last game, I don't know where he fits in here. I know he got a touchdown last year. Andy Reid may draw one play up for him. Sky Moore as well scored a touchdown last year, both of those short TDs in the second half. But I don't think it takes away from anything Valdez-Scantling will have opportunity for here. Mahomes, I know a lot's made of the running game, but I did the numbers, and I think Patrick Mahomes has averaged 33 passes a game in these playoffs, maybe one more. So you're going to get opportunity. Valdez-Scantling gets his limited opportunities, but I think that even one catch gets you over 19.5 yards.
And that's his total receiving prop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not longest receiving. Okay, I think that's
Just
a good
total.
one. Yeah, that's a sharp play right there. It is that time, Mr. Veno. I know you got to bounce out of here, and you'll be coming back a little bit later. So appreciate you coming by, and I know the real DJ appreciates you getting him paid on that light blue. So
there's a difference between sky blue and Lions blue, I guess, right, Skee?
yeah, so maybe some people appreciate it and some people don't. But no, I'm kidding. We're all
sorry,
appreciate you here, Rob Veno.
All
right, I'll see you in a bit, Veno.
All right, buddy. I'll go do some college hoop and I'll check back in. Take care, guys.
Sounds good. Shout out to my guy, Rob Veno. I always enjoy talking about the games with him. And we had a question: is there NBA today? From North Norris. Yes, there is. We're going to talk some more Super Bowl with my guy up next, who I'll introduce right now. And then we'll get back to NBA. So if you've been around for a little bit, you know my next guest. I had him on every year in the Super Bowl, and there was a year where he even went 10-0. So this is a guy I respect quite a bit. He knows football better than I do, and when he talks, you should listen. So I'm bringing in my guy, 5-star in Vegas. What's good, brother?
What's up, brother? Good morning, man. It was a rough night last night in Vegas, man. You know the Super Bowl's kicking off, so you guys forgive me if I sound a little hoarse, man. I'm in the car riding as we speak, but I want to make sure that I got on with you, man, and got to you guys all the information. Like you said, this is kind of something we do annually while I come on for the Super Bowl. And hey, we haven't lost the game since we came on for the Super Bowl, Skee.
Yeah, I have a feeling we might be doing the right thing again today.
Yeah, for sure. What you got for me?
So what I have for you, I'll share something with you because I know you're gonna drop some gems for me. I got to share mine off the top. I don't know if you heard me earlier, but and we talked about this before. My best bet every year, shortest touchdown under 1.5 yards. And I explained to you in multiple ways how it can hit regular flow of the game. They could throw a flag in the end zone and punch it in. That's how I feel you should get paid. And I'll ask you first: is there any prop like that you bet every single year, no matter who's playing?
Well, the prop that I do bet every single year is that I bet that the coin flip goes on tails, and that's been really successful for me the last however many years I've been betting, man. It's rarely heads. I think maybe about the last 10 years it might have been heads twice or something like that, but I always ride tails. But anytime that Patrick Mahomes is playing in the Super Bowl, I also like to play his QBR over 99. That's been pretty solid for me as well. You usually get real good numbers on it, usually about -115 or -110, depending on the shop that you're at. But he's had an average QBR, man, in the playoffs throughout his career over 100. He had 131 last week in the playoffs, and I think that he can maintain that this week. So I'll be one of my ones that I go to is the QBR rating for Patrick Mahomes when they're in the Super Bowl. I like that one a lot, and I like betting tails for the initial flip. But, that's just 50-50, but I still bet it every year.
I like that QBR. I've never really heard anybody betting QBR in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I've been betting it a while, man. I bet it last year as well.
Where can I get that out here?
Check with Caesars. I'm surprised they don't have it at Westgate. They don't have it at Superbook.
I haven't seen it, but maybe I need to look again. So
they have
I think that's a really good bet.
It's like an encyclopedia, when it comes to those props. You have to put on like the library glasses to see all the stuff that they have on there. It's definitely on there, man. And you just looked at that big pamphlet that they have of the props. At Westgate, I'm sure they have it, and I think Caesars has it as well. I bet it actually with Caesars, I believe, this year.
All right, good stuff on that. You know, I think will work good with us right now. I'm gonna bring one because I want to bring what I have, and I want to ask you what you think about it because I really trust your opinion. Hopefully, you can still hear me. I know it backed out. He's driving. You can hear me? You muted. Can't hear you. Can you hear me? Yeah, you might have to log back in, bro. Mm-mm. Del Toledo says this guy is funny. It's my boy, man. I can't hear you at all, bro. But this is my brother right here. I hang out with him. He's the one who actually talked me into moving to Vegas. And we ride around the town, do a lot of the same things together, and find ways to make money. So I have a lot of ways that I'm liking these games, and I really want his opinion because, like I said, it's somebody I trust. Just like you guys might come and feel a way about a basketball game and want to hear how I feel about it. That's this guy for me for football. So while he's getting it together, I will mention, no, he's not doesn't matter. He says he's doing an Uber job. He's with his family. He has a big family, man. So we're blessed for him to take some time to even try to talk to us. Props that I'm liking, things that I'm looking at, like his QBR prop. And here he goes.
I apologize about that, Skee. Sorry about that, bro. Someone called me. I had to do not disturb. I thought on, but I just cut it on. I apologize about that, and I apologize to your audience.
That's all good, bro. So I wanna shoot. I'm gonna shoot three props at you, or I'll shoot one prop at you really quick.
Okay.
We'll go back and forth, and you can tell me how you feel about
Okay.
it. First one, I got
Okay.
Bosa under 0.5 sacks. And the reason I'm looking at this is because Patrick Mahomes rarely gets sacked. They did get him, I think, that last one versus Baltimore, but that defense was better. And I just think Bosa is going to have a lot of attention on him.
Right.
And the 49ers, they're not a team that blitzes a lot. So I'm thinking under 0.5 sacks is a good bet for Bosa. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, I like that a lot. Kansas City has protected well, and as you said, Mahomes doesn't get sacked a lot. He's made his business. We talk about all the time. Cam Newton has been talking about game changers, game managers. The thing that makes Patrick Mahomes so successful and able to win so many games and reach so many high points in his career at such a young age, man, is that he's able to do both. He's a game manager when they need him to be, and he's a game changer. That's how he really made his name. But lately, he's been a game manager. And, bro, that goes really well with what you're saying about the sacks with Nick Bosa. He doesn't turn the ball over. He doesn't take sacks. He tries to prevent negative plays. So I really like that a lot because, as you said, Patty Mahomes is going to make sure that they stay in a good position, bro, to not get behind the sticks.
I don't know what happened. That was weird.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Something happened on my end that time.
Yeah,
So
you went out. You noticed? Hey, you noticed that Las Vegas internet? Stop it.
yeah, Cox is terrible. I've already
Bro,
had
hey,
an
we're
issue.
boycotting Cox, Skee. We're gonna boycott. Hey, I owe him like $900 right now. I've been telling him I'm not paying my bill anymore. I got a business account with him, bro. It is terrible, bro. It's the worst internet that I've ever had in my life. So that type of stuff happened in Vegas. I think they do it to stop us from being able to bet live.
Yeah, hey, that might be. There's something to that because when I lived in LA, all the TVs would be on time, and out here they don't be on time. They be late.
Bro,
So I
we get
think
the
that's
game
something
like
to
3
that.
minutes after, the same way when I'm in Houston, bro. I'm talking to somebody on the phone in Houston, they're watching the game. I'm like, bro, you ruining the game for me. Like, yeah, you ruining the game for me. But yeah, man, to the props that kind of goes with what you just said about the fact that Patrick Mahomes probably, they'll stop Nick Bosa from getting a sack. You like him going under. We were talking about how Patty Mahomes doesn't take any sacks. I also like the prop him going over 12.5 yards on his longest rush too, Skee. He had a run last week of 11 yards. That was the shortest he had in the playoffs. Before that, he had a 28-yard run in Miami, and he had a 24-yard. Against Miami, and a 24-yard run at Buffalo. We know this do or die right now. Patty Mahomes is going to do whatever it takes to win. I think with the way that the San Francisco 49ers play defense, their linebackers, Greenlaw, and what's my other guy name? Fred Warner, they'll be dropping deep, trying to make sure that Kelce isn't eating over the middle. So that's going to leave a lot of grass, I think, for Patrick Mahomes. You know, he has no problem with tucking it. We know that the 49ers have a great pass rush, so he'll probably try to get out there and scramble, man. So I could really see him going over 12.5 yards. It's minus 105, which is great juice on the longest run for Patrick Mahomes. So that's one I'm definitely going to be playing for Patrick Mahomes' longest run.
I like it. I was thinking about betting his, just full game yards over. But maybe we bet for that one long rush. I think that's a good way to go for it. Let
Yeah.
me ask you this. Another player I was looking at, and I was trying to choose between how to play it, but it is one player more than any other player on this Chiefs team that Mahomes trusts to throw the ball to. We know it. And he
Yeah.
stepped up in the past week or two or past couple games. I think Kelce receptions, I mean, he hit it in the first quarter last game. I think it's worth a look, either receptions or receiving yards or both. Any opinion on that?
Well, I do like him to score a touchdown. I already played that at minus 115. That's one of the most played props right now in the Super Bowl, but I really think that you can pretty much cash that. That's why it's at minus 115, simply for the fact that we know that Mahomes is going to get his boy a touchdown. Simple as that. You know, like Travis Kelce is going to get in that box. But I really like Travis Kelce to score in the first half at plus 200 because I've been seeing that the Chiefs lately in the playoffs, bro, they've been playing fast early, getting up on teams and relying on their defense in the second half. So with that said, with them relying on their defense, I think that they kind of shut it down a little bit when it comes to, the second half. So I'm afraid of going with Kelce on the receptions, and I'm afraid to go with the yards, but I do like the touchdowns because my script for the game has the Chiefs going up early, having the lead at halftime. And I think they throttled down a little bit in the second half like they've been doing all playoffs, bro, and just kind of protect the lead. And then you'll have the Niners with a ferocious comeback, fighting back, trying to make the game close, and Brock Purdy throwing the ball and stuff. But I think that early, as I said, the way to go is to go with Kelce, to go with the touchdown, and him to score a first half touchdown at plus 200. And you might want to sprinkle something, too, on the plus 750 for him to score 2 touchdowns.
You're making some good points. I mean, I already said I like the second half under, and I said Kansas City takes their foot off the gas if they have a lead. I mean, you get some more juice on it if you put that first half. So I
Yeah.
like that.
I'm
That's
on the
about plus
Chiefs first
200.
half, Skee. That's my biggest bet of the Super Bowl. We can go get to that real quick right now. The Chiefs have led every game in the first half. We're dealing with a quarterback who's playing his 4th Super Bowl in 5 seasons. Patrick Mahomes is a veteran. He's a young GOAT, man. He's 28 years old, but he's been to the Super Bowl so many times. His pulse is going to be right. He's going to be more amped up to come out and play well. Whereas in Brock Purdy, bro, we've seen how Brock Purdy played in the first half in both of his playoff games. How can you expect him to play better now in the biggest stage of his life? This is the biggest stage of his career. I watched the all 22 on both of those playoff games. He should have had 5 interceptions minimum in his playoffs. He only has 1. He's been really, really lucky, man. The Packers dropped 3 interceptions, and the Lions caught 1 and dropped 2. And the biggest one that they dropped, was the tip that went to Ayuk that ended up turning the whole game around. Just imagine if that safety holds on to that and he picks that off, then we probably had the Lions against Kansas City in this game. Brock Purdy has been really shaky in the first half in the playoffs, man. He's dealing with nerves. He's a young kid. He was the last pick. His biggest game in college was, I believe, the Fiesta Bowl. He played at Iowa State in the Big 12. Just not a lot of big stage moments for him. And now he's going to play in the first Super Bowl in Las Vegas against the world champs, against the best defense in the NFL. It's no way that I'm taking the 49ers on the first half. I'm all over the Chiefs first half, plus the half a point that they're giving away. But I also like the money line plus 105. It's just been a script all playoffs. You've been seeing that the Chiefs are going to come out raring. They're going to come out throwing the ball. They're going to come out with their best plays because they know that they have a great defense they can rely on if they get the lead.
I'm with you on that 100%. So I'll double up. I bet the Chiefs full game for all the reasons you said. If the Chiefs have the lead at halftime, there's no way I see Purdy throwing them back in the game. So I like the first half and I like the full game. The chat is asking, how do you feel about a Purdy interception prop?
Oh, I'm on that. I'm glad that they brought it up. Thanks, guys. I actually played that one. It was even money for Brock Purdy to throw interceptions. He can't continue to walk around this bro. He's been throwing the ball directly to the other defenders. And the problem with Purdy is this, especially early, he's a little hyped up. He gets a little antsy, but he's easy to be tricked, man. If you see, he threw some really bad passes against Green Bay. Green Bay isn't half the defense that Kansas City is. They don't have the coordinator we got. Do you know that Steve Spagnuolo, this is his 6th Super Bowl as a defensive coordinator? He coordinated for the Giants twice and won against Brady twice, and he's been with Kansas City now for the 4th time. Steve Spagnuolo is one of those guys that nobody pays attention to, but he's one of the best DCs that we've seen in this game's history, bro. So I really think that Kansas City has a huge advantage with their defense facing against Brock Purdy. So that is a great prop, and I apologize for not bringing it up because that's one of the ones that I'm playing. So thanks to the guys in the chat for bringing it up. Definitely play Brock Purdy to have an interception, which means he's going to throw an interception at even money.
I like it. That's something that I can get behind as well. And, you know, hearing you say you like that Kelsey to score a touchdown early, I got to ask you about this player now because I was trying to choose which way to play him.
We're going through my neighborhood, so it's going to be all messed up now.
All right. It's all good.
Through my neighborhood. We got the worst internet service over here ever. Be going.
All right. Well, 5-star, at least let us know how he was feeling about this game. I appreciate you jumping on at all. Maybe he'll come back in if he gets better service. Maybe he won't. But he did drop some gems in here for us. He did more than enough. I already wrote down a few plays that there he goes. He's back. What else?
Hey, I'm at my house. This is my neighborhood. It's the worst. It's a beautiful neighborhood. I live on a golf course, but it's the worst service in Vegas, bro. As soon as you come to the neighborhood, everything goes off. It's like they got it satellite controlled or something. I don't know what's going on.
They do the same thing at my house too, so I already know how you doing. Let me ask you one thing real quick, if I can. I know you like the.
You got time, bro. I'm good. I'm putting up at home now.
All right. I know you said you didn't really like Kelsey on his yards or receptions. You like him to score a touchdown. I was trying to choose between either Pacheco rushing yards or Pacheco anytime touchdown. I do think it'll be a lot of running in this game. How you feel about that?
I do think it'll be a lot of running. We saw the Lions had some success running the ball against the Niners, and the Packers especially did. Aaron Jones ran all over the Niners defense. The Niners just haven't been good defensively. So I like either one of those. I think the Pacheco, the way we're saying that the game script's going to go, he's going to get a lot of carries because in the second half, they're going to try to protect the lead. So I could definitely see him going over on his yards rushing, but that anytime touchdown is pretty much money with Pacheco, man. Pacheco, he's been a touchdown machine lately, bro. So when they get down by the end zone, they don't have any problem feeding them. And it's a big turn for them because as you remember, Pat Mahomes was getting a lot of passing touchdowns early in his career and early during their runs because they had a really small running back. You remember their running back before they drafted Pacheco, he could never get the ball in the end zone because he's really a scat back, a little small back. Pacheco is a power runner. He's very physical. So I think it's the best bet out those two would definitely be Pacheco to score a touchdown.
Any opinion? People were telling me to take his rushing attempts. You think that's a good deal?
What is it, 15.5?
Yeah, I would need a number. I think
it's 15.5. I believe.
But I do think he has a lot of runs in this game, though. I really do, because they're down running back, right?
Right.
Yeah, it has to be all him.
I would think that too. I'm gonna tell you guys in the chat, for sure bet. Take 2 special teams props, and that's the Chiefs to have the most yards, punt returns, most punt return yards, more than the Niners. I think it's minus 125. And that's pretty much a layup, man. Andy Reid loves special teams. That's one of his things. He's an offensive guy, but he always likes drawing up punt returns, bro, with his special teams coordinator. Every year in the Super Bowl and in the playoffs, they have a big punt return. They have Richie James over there now. He's a fast, twitchy guy. The Chiefs were 5th in punt return yardage in the NFL this year. The 49ers were 22nd. And another angle that we were speaking about yesterday is to take Kansas City to have the most yards on kickoff returns. The only reason we're going to do that is because Harrison Butker leads the league in the kickoffs with touchbacks. Nobody returns his kick. We're going to be in the Legion Stadium. He's going to kick it out the end zone, bro. So the Niners won't even get a chance to return the kick. whereas in the Chiefs might actually get a couple returns. So that's going to be an easy prop. That's why it's at -160. So you guys make sure to take the Chiefs to have the most yards punt return, and also the Chiefs to have the most yards on kickoff returns. I think those are two easy cashes.
Yeah, those are two nice ones right there.
Yeah.
Two very, very nice ones. There was one more comment that I've kind of. Oh no, I wanted to ask you about this. It's a guy who, I mean, it sounds like you right here. He says, "Y'all scaring me on moving to Vegas, coming from Texas." Would you think it's?
Hey, and
What
his
would you
name's
tell somebody
Andre.
from Texas?
Look.
Yeah, he cutting out, but
Okay.
he'll tell you.
It's
There
switching
you go.
to my
There you go.
Wi-Fi because I just pulled in the garage. His name is Andre, and he's scared. He's coming from Texas. What's up, Andre?
Yeah.
Hey, man, this is an Andre that already moved to Vegas from Texas. As long as you're disciplined, man, with your bets, you're gonna do fine, bro. Just follow me and Skee's bets. Follow my guy Skee's. Gonna tell you what to do on the NBA. I'm gonna tell you what to do on the college football and on the pro football and on the tennis, and you're gonna be good. Just show discipline, man. The problem why a lot of people don't last in Vegas. Me and Skee been out here for years. I've been out here 7 years. Skee, what are you about now? 6 or 5
4
years? 4 years out here. So I was out here 3 years before you came. So we see people come all the time. Skee, what they come like here, they're here like 30 days, they're out. And it's because it's undisciplined, man. You can't get down here and bet like you're a tourist. You have to take this serious and take it as a job, man. And if you're dealing with a job, you're never going to be out here trying to make it all in one day. Stop trying to make it all in one day, man. It's going to always be something on the board to bet. It's always another play. So, you know, the main thing I tell you for coming down there, Dre, is just trust your instincts, continue to play how you've been playing, because obviously you're doing well enough to consider moving to Vegas betting. Now just scale down your bets, man, to show discipline. You're going to love it here, man. Vegas is a great place to live.
There you go. It's a lot of good advice from a guy who's already done it. And
Yes, sir.
you dropping a lot of gems in here. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him at 5-Star in Vegas. Just spell it all out. It should be on the screen, but let me see if I can get it on the screen like this. I think
I had it up there. I don't know what happened.
Here we go.
I think what I got this.
Here
Thank
we
you, bro.
go.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
At 5-Star in Vegas, just like that on Twitter. A lot of great work, football, tennis, like you said, everything. So make sure y'all getting them over there. We've talked about the props that I like, and I already have a list of everything you've been talking about. I'm gonna get off this show and start trying to get to the window. So
hey, man, get to that window. I'm telling you, the best ones are for the Chiefs to have the most kickoff return yards. The Niners will not have a return because Booker leads the league in touchbacks. Also, punt return yardage. I like Richie James. I think that he's going to show up for them. He replaced Tony returning kicks. We always see that on punt returns in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs find a way to make a big play, a big splash play. I love Kelsey, -115. I love the Chiefs. First half plus a half point. We love the Chiefs for the game. But a lot of bad information coming out, Skee. They're trying to feed the public. If you notice, everywhere you go, all people are talking about is everyone's taking the Chiefs. It's 80%, it's 20. I've never seen so much flooded information with this. And guys, do not listen to that mess. All they're trying to do is to get you to think like you're sharp. You're not a sharp. Just bet football, man. Just bet football. Just bet football. Stop trying to be slick. Stop trying to outthink them. Shout out Cino. So we did the Wagering World this morning, man. My show is the Wagering World. You guys can go find on any Apple podcast, anywhere where Spotify podcast is. And my co-host is my little brother Cino. Him and Skee both kind of the same in my life. Two guys who are really good friends of mine. Cino, I mentored him on betting sports, but he bet strictly because he worked at the book. As you know, Skee, Cino was the manager of he ran Caesars sports book for like 5 years. So he thinks strictly like the books. And I don't think like that. You know that, Skee. I always tell you, I'm going to trust my eyes. I trust football. I trust the play. When you get to thinking too much and trying to think you're so smart, you're gonna lose. You're gonna be mad. Because think about this, bro. If you lose and you really watch this game, you wanted Brock Purdy to win, and you bet on Brock Purdy, you're gonna be sick because you're gonna say, "Why the hell did I fade Patrick Mahomes?" But if you bet on Patrick Mahomes and lose, you're just gonna be like, they had a bad game. You can't be mad at yourself losing to Brock Purdy, but you're gonna feel like a fool if Mahomes wins this game, and then next thing you know, bam.
And then what he said, you've heard this before from me. That's exactly how I tell y'all every time. And I'm gonna come right on here on Monday, and I'm gonna be talking shit to everybody, and y'all gonna be feeling like dummies. So don't be that guy.
Bro, it's a reason that every time you turn on the TV, they're trying to tell you that, oh, the public's all on the Chiefs. Guys, don't fall for it. This blanket marketing that the books are doing, they're trying to get you to overthink it. Keep it simple, stupid. That's it, bro. If I lose with Patrick Mahomes, I don't give a damn. If I lose with Brock Purdy, bro, I'm gonna be mad all year until football season comes again. I'll be like, what the hell was I thinking? I went against Mahomes like I did. Hey, remember the Chiefs were playing really bad. And remember we met up and I told you, I was like, bro, I'm on the Dolphins +4.5. You was like, what? You couldn't believe it because you know how I bet. You was like, what? I was like, bro, the Chiefs been playing like trash. You was like, I ain't bet against Mahomes. And sure enough, bro, after that game,
I got it from you.
So mad. I was so
you
mad.
told me, you said in the playoffs you go with the better quarterback. I said, you betting on the who? On the
right,
Dolphins?
right. So I went against all my rules, was trying to be slick because what happened, they got over a key number. It got to 4.5. And so I was like, the Dolphins overthinking, bro. Just bet on Mahomes. This is the best defense that Patrick Mahomes has had behind him. He doesn't have to do much, but we know that when it comes down to it, he's going to make the winning plays that's going to be needed for the Chiefs to win. Never forget, we're dealing with big sponsors here. We got State Farm behind him. We got Kelsey with Pfizer. We got Taylor Swift. Bet on the Chiefs, bro. You got the better coach. Everything says Chiefs. Don't fall for the 49ers mumbo jumbo. Everywhere I looked in town, I see 49ers gear. Every time I go to the window, I see a little old granny betting the 49ers. I see an auntie betting the 49ers. All the $20 tickets going on the 49ers. So do not trust the information that the books are giving out. Trust your football knowledge.
I'm with that 100%. There's 3 questions I got to ask you here.
Okay.
One is from and you'll remember this name. He already was throwing shots, but this is just what he do. It's just all fun and games. Good old Boofer.
What up, Boofer?
He says, ask him, Skee. Tua versus Jalen. Who you got?
Tua versus Jalen. Woo! Those two quarterbacks, it's all about who's the OC, right? Because think about it, if Mike McDaniels had Jalen, what would he be able to do with Jalen? You know what I mean? So it's about, like most of these quarterbacks, even Patrick Mahomes, he's becoming the GOAT because of the situation that he landed in with going to Andy Reid. Now, don't get me wrong, Andy Reid needs him too, because I sincerely believe that it's about the Jimmys and Joes more than the X's and O's, but you need the X's and O's, bro, because we've seen what Belichick is doing without Brady. On those two guys there, I'd say that Jalen is the more talented. He's the more durable. But I know that Tua is really accurate. So if he's with the right coach, he could do some things too. But me personally, I have to go with Jalen, man.
All right, fair enough. This next one is gonna be putting you on the spot here.
All right.
And it says, Skee, can we maybe get a little tennis show or something? You think you would be interested in coming on and talking some tennis sometime?
Man, I'll come on and talk tennis with you, Skee, anytime you need me, bro. You know how we are, bro. This is one of my true friends. He's one of the guys that he can call me for anything, man. This is my real boy. So with him, yeah, he knows that. We actually hit some money this morning. We took Samsonova over Krejcikova and came up. So we do this all the time. I got a little private group called the Supreme Clientele. If you guys are interested in joining, getting some tennis plays, getting some college football plays, DM me at 5-Star in Vegas. I'll tell you about the packages. I'm gonna be honest, they're not reasonable. They're very expensive. And I make them very expensive because I don't need your money. I don't want you on my team janking out my bets because I'm really betting these myself. So I don't need you coming to jank me. If you get on the squad, you're going to have to pay to play because we're going to win. Anybody in the Supreme Clientele could tell you, bro, we win consistently. We wake up in the morning, we're on tennis, we're on Euro. Hey, Skee, we're on Euro League. You know what I'm saying? We big on
made
the
it happen,
League.
bro. We made it happen.
Euro League is beautiful. We smack that, and then we go in the evening and get on college basketball. I follow Skee's plays on the NBA. I don't really follow NBA too much. I don't like all of the stuff that goes with the NBA. The refs and stuff is too janky. But as far as tennis, I'd love to come on and do tennis with Skee anytime he needs me to come on. We could do it for sure every major that they play.
Appreciate that. And I could definitely learn from you, just like I learned from you on football. And the chat sounds like they would like to learn from you as well and make some money along the way.
Let's do it.
And yeah, you are my boy. You already know that. Last thing was they're asking. I think I pretty much know, but they're asking if there's a best bet from you. The best bet is the Chiefs first half, right?
Chiefs first half plus a half. Chiefs first half plus a half at -115 or -120, depending on where you're shopping at. I guarantee you that's probably going to be a pick 'em by the time the game starts. So go on and take advantage of that plus half right now. Guys, the Chiefs have been on fire in the first half, bro. They're going to open up their playbook. They're going to do all their splash plays in the first half. And that's why I'm a little afraid about, the Kelsey numbers, because as the game goes, they're not going to be really playing them. It'll be a more Pacheco game, I think, And I also would go probably under on Patrick Mahomes' passing yards, because I don't see them getting in a shootout where it gets in a situation where he has to really throw the ball like that. You know what I mean? So I just think that the Chiefs run the same game plan they ran in Baltimore, that they ran in Buffalo, that they ran against Miami, and that's get out early on the team and then trust their defense. This is the last run for the Kansas City Chiefs as we know it. Chris Jones and that defense is going to be kind of, changing up as the years go by. Next year, next year, they're going to get rid of him. He's going to be a free agent. So Chris Jones will be gone. He's the leader of that defense. I'm sure they're going to have another guy to replace him because they're a really good organization. So they'll find someone in the draft. But Chris Jones is a monster, and I think that he's going to come to play, man. I think he's going to be real problems for the 49ers. And then the Kansas City Chiefs have the best defensive backfield in the NFL. Watch for Jared Sneed. I'd like to take Jared Sneed just for a small amount to make an interception. Also, watch for that linebacker, Nick Bolton. Remember last year, speaking of Jalen Hurts, he picked him 2 times and ran one of them back for a touchdown. Kansas City can really play defense, and Steve Spagnuolo can really draw plays, man, on defense.
You're making it sound good, man. I don't know how
where
many
we
bets
watching
I'm
the
gonna have.
game, man. Where we watching the game?
You know where my house is. Not my. You know where my second home is.
Yeah. So, do you already got a spot lined up?
Yeah, I'm gonna be with some people that you know.
How many y'all gonna be too deep?
We'll
this
talk
is
about
why
it.
my sister's coming to town today. I got 3 homies that just got in town today, and last night. 3 of my guys I grew up with, they got in town tonight, and I got some more people coming. They come from everywhere, right? They gave me 2 tickets for the win.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me 3 tickets at Caesars. So I can't cut nobody out. So that's why I was asking you. We might mob over there with you. I'm gonna just have it at the house. I'm just end up throwing a house party. We'll watch it on my big screen. But I'd really like to come out because my sister was like, I want to go feel the environment. So me, my sister, my wife might pull up on you, bro. I'll text you first to make sure you have room for us. If you got room for us, you coming.
Just like we always do over there. So
you in the same. You're gonna be actually in the book, or you going to the private party?
Not a book. I like being in the book because they be turned in the book.
Yeah, the book be turned. I'm gonna have a good time. We used to go. I'll shout out Rosemary over at Westgate, man. That was my girl. I think she retired. Bro, Rosemary used to hook us up, bro. We used to go to the private Westgate party every year. Outstanding. I used to see your girl Kelly there, Kelly and Brett. Mm-hmm. They used to always be there.
She'll be here this weekend.
Okay, well, I'll see you and give her a hug. That's my girl, Kelly in Vegas. So we used to go to the private party. The private party is real nice, bro. They had a full spread out with the food and everything. But I love to come in the book and kick with you. Like I said, I'm gonna tell my homeboys, man, y'all just gotta hang out in the back. But I gotta get my wife and sister a seat with you.
For sure. I look forward to it, and we'll be the ones, heading to the window at the end of the game.
Yes, sir. Big money on the Chiefs.
Appreciate you coming on with me. And once again, let me pull that up before you bounce up out of here. Make sure y'all give him a follow at 5-Star in Vegas. That's my boy Dre.
Yes, sir. At 5-Star in Vegas, guys. Y'all go follow also the Wager World on every podcast platform. The information's out there all the time. I'll be back on here with Skee shortly. You guys just let me know. We'll come on and do some tennis soon, Skee.
Absolutely. Have a good one, bro. I'll talk to you
too,
later.
Brother. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
One.
My boy 5-Star. So gave a lot of gems. A lot of gems for NFL. And like I told you guys, that's somebody that I trust. In football, you can tell he knows football 1,000% more than I know football. So when I feel away about a bet, sometimes I'll go ask him to make sure it makes sense. And we talked out a lot of good stuff right there. So I enjoyed that segment. It seems like you guys in the chat did too. And we'll see if we'll get some more 5-Star, especially for football and tennis, etc., etc. I did see this comment while we were talking. My guy Kyle, what's up, Kyle? And make sure y'all check him out too. He does great work, and I'll be on with him again soon too. He says, question is, does Skee have the stones to take the Lakers at plus money tonight after the collapse? That's a backbone bet right there. Who's on it? Man, listen, Kyle. First, let me just even look at the line. I didn't even want to think about it for majority of the day. Any kind of basketball. I was sick last night. I was sick. When I tell you, I was, and I'm not like, let me explain this. Let me explain this. Obviously I want to win money all the time. I put money on everything I give you guys. I care about the money you guys are putting on the bets. I was not happy, losing 2 units yesterday because of that game. I was more mad, more frustrated, angry, however you want to explain it, however you want to describe it, at the effort that was put out on that court on Kobe Day. Like, you guys know me. You guys see all the, even on my background when I have people, every Laker, y'all know I'm the Laker guy. I grew up in LA. I'm from LA. Been watching the Lakers since the 90s. Like, Kobe, y'all know how people in LA are about Kobe. So to see them go out there and give no effort, and specifically LeBron, like, I'm not letting them off the hook. Before we get started on today's NBA card, I'm gonna address this. For real, because he be getting away with too much shit. And then, I'm sorry if I start to, I don't be cussing and stuff all the time, but he get away with too much shit, bro. LeBron, they say he's too old. If you watch the game, like, the game just started. It just tipped off. It's 1 minute, 2 minutes into the game. He's not helping anybody. He's not. Man, I don't even know if I should do this. Y'all saw the game. He's not helping nobody. All he do is he's crying about the refs. He missed a layup. He cry. He don't get back. They're playing 4-on-5. He just stands around. He's not grabbing rebounds. You know what LeBron is excellent at? I'm gonna be real with y'all, 1000%. He is excellent at, how they say in the police, or when I be watching these shows, it's like juking the stats. Like, he knows how to make it look like he had a good game without really having a good game. Like, if you watch the game, he was absolutely pathetic last night. Sure, he got 24 points, 9 rebounds, whatever, 7 assists, but he was absolutely pathetic. Pathetic. For him to play like that on Kobe night is unacceptable. And I'm done. I don't want to even think about backing the Lakers. Absolutely fucking not. How can I put my hard-earned money on these guys when they can't show up on the most important regular season game? He cared about playing in the in-season tournament for some reason, and it wasn't just him, but he was a big part. When your leader is playing that way, everybody else will follow. I am not mad. I think AD played a great game. Prince played a great game. I like Skylar Mays, what he came in and did. Christie was shaky at first, but he started to get his footing until he got hurt. Like, it was some good stuff. And it's Jackson Hayes was big too. I am absolutely disgusted with this Lakers team. I want nothing to do with them. They're not going to win this year looking like this. I'm out. I'm completely out. Done. Finito. I don't want to even break down a Laker game if I don't got to. We could just skip that every day. That's how I feel right now, honestly. I just had to let y'all know. So I'll take a look at some of these other comments, but absolutely not. I want nothing to do with the Lakers and their pathetic asses. All right. Let's see what the comment section says before we get started on today's NBA. I guess we can talk some NBA now that I got that off my chest, but I didn't even want to think about it. I was so mad last night. After the game, I'm just sitting there in the book. My boy comes out from behind the book. He works in the back end. I'm like, he's talking to me. I can't even hear him, dude. I'm steaming. I can't even hear nobody talking to me. I was pissed. For them to not give no effort and I feel like that, bro, that's not okay. That is not. I could have died out there on that court if I was playing, man. It was out there not even trying. And you tell me, you want to ask me, like, do I feel comfortable putting money on this team again? Hell no. I don't think I've ever felt like this about the Lakers. Ever. But I feel like that about the LeBron-led Lakers right now. Let me see what y'all saying here, man. Munaf says he was just standing around. Absolutely. Let me scroll up a little bit more. I don't want to miss comments. I know I did miss some comments earlier, and I was talking for a long time, so I might have a lot of comments coming in here. He said, them fighting words. When the Lakers coach doesn't call a timeout down by 5, I'm not trusting him. Let's see. Say Bron just old. No, he's been doing this forever, man. He gets away with playing, little parts of the game and just having the stats. And a lot of people who are LeBron fans, they just look at the stats and they don't watch the game and they blame everybody else because he had okay stats on the sheet. Let's see. Tomorrow says Skee sounds disgusted. You're right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I am. TP Jet, I'm with you on that 100%. JT says Dutch was right. Yeah, he told us yesterday. And when he said it, I thought about it and I was like, damn. I just was like, I couldn't see them playing that way on Kobe night. I just couldn't see it. But that is how he is. This is my boy right here. That's my boy Tails. My boy Tails. I was pissed in the group chat talking to everybody, man. I'm over here blowing them up all night. They said Skee's drunk. Hey, I was drunk watching the game. By the time the game ended, I was sober as hell. I was sober. He said, talk your shit, Skee. I was sober, man. I was done. Let's see a couple more comments. We do see Veno coming back in here. They say Lakers are toast. LBJ ain't him. Yeah, a lot of things. A lot of people saying the same stuff. Casey says Lakers were standing around. LeBron was watching dudes grab rebounds. Tomorrow says Skee sound like me after going to watch the Ravens lose the AFC Championship. I was not happy. And I started this show. I told you guys I was still not happy. I woke up this morning. Y'all don't even know what I had to do this morning to just get going. Be here now says let it out. Let us know, Skee. Let's see. Charlie Chip says, thanks for handing out the losing bet. That shows why I'm fading you with the Super Bowl, dude. There's nobody who's going to win every single bet every day. I'll tell you, I've won 28 of my last 41 bets. I'll tell you, I'm up 200 and a little bit under 204 units the last 10 and a half months in the NBA. I'll tell you that the last 3 Super Bowls, I profited each one. So shut the hell up, Charlie. That's how I'm feeling now. I'm talking smack to everybody now. Y'all got me riled up with this Laker talking and talking to me this way. I'm in a different mood right now. They said, duh, Brian, just stand there now. We're almost got to the bottom of the comments. Veno in the building. How you doing, Veno? You had a good show?
I'm ready to run out of here, man.
Man, I told you I was unhappy. I didn't get into too much detail, but you came in at the end of me letting everybody know why. So,
yeah,
what did you think about that game you saw last night?
I see it a little bit the same way you do. I just know that Denver we talked about it yesterday. Defensively, they've turned it up a little bit. It was not as easy for the Lakers. It did wind up being an under. It's so slow, and when they really want to play defense, they can. I don't know what to make of the Lakers overall, Skee. They come right back tonight against New Orleans. I missed whatever you had to say about the NBA today.
I didn't say anything about the NBA today.
Oh, okay. I venture to say that they probably bounced back a lot better offensively here against the Pelicans, but I don't know. This could be back-to-back losses for them. We'll see. Didn't look good last night in a game where, as you mentioned, they should have been intensity-wise at the top, 100% focus, maximum effort. It didn't look like it. So, again, I don't know what to make of that. Are they pissed because they couldn't get anything done during the trade deadline? I don't know. But it didn't look good last night against Denver. Denver looked good.
Denver is very good. They did look good. And Jamal Murray, Jokic, they don't make a whole lot of mistakes. They've grown quite a bit together. I'm trying to get through the rest of these comments. There was a lot coming in while I was on that big rant. And that might be one you might want to go rewind and watch yourself, because I know you enjoy those kind of things. It says Skee straight snapping. I'm still catching up on the comments here. So I have to go through the comments. My bad. I have to just skip them because we got to keep the show going. I'll just keep going on forever. So, Rob, we got 6 games up in the association for today. I have not made a move yet, but I want to talk them out with you. Were there any that you prefer not to talk about?
It was hard for me to get through the first two on the board just because I don't know where Philadelphia stands. I don't think anybody that they traded for is going to play here. It doesn't look like you'll see Buddy Hield or Campaign. If you don't, I don't totally understand why it's gone up to 246.5, but I left it alone. And with Toronto, the amount of moves they made yesterday, I didn't really know who was going, who wasn't going. But I will say this, in that particular contest, I think we have found a just mechanical play until proven otherwise, and that's Houston over the total. They telegraphed, Ime Udoka telegraphed that he wanted to pick up the pace with this team. And the quotes that I saw before last game with Jalen Green, I haven't had many best bets in the NBA, 4% or better over the course of last month, but I made that one of them when they played Indiana the other night, and that thing sailed over the total. I think Houston, whether you're on team total or whether you're on full game total, at this point in time, if you see a number like this, 232 open or 234, you're just supposed to play over and live with the results because they're going to be a high-scoring, really fast-paced team from here on out.
Well, a couple things here for me. About the total, Houston has been playing fast, and their side is top 10 defensive rated team last 5 games. So I don't know that I want to include the Raptors side. Raptors, bottom 10 offensive rated team last 5 games and the second worst defense. I think I'd feel more comfortable just banking on the Rockets team total than the Raptors. And other thing, I was trying to get there with the Rockets in this game just because it's the first game back home after a pretty long road trip for these Raptors. I consider that a flat spot. The Rockets are the more rested team as well. So I could only think to back the Rockets here. I know they don't have a good record on the road as far as winning straight up, and that's what the point spread is asking you. But the Raptors are only maybe a Raptors Rockets. I feel like I might have mixed that up. I was talking about the Rockets. The Raptors are 3-12 straight up their last 15 games. So even though the Rockets are not that good on the road, I still think they've been playing better basketball than what the Raptors have been showing us. For me, it would be either Rockets plus 1.5 or Rockets money line or Rockets team total over. Could you talk me off of the Rockets side?
I don't know if I could at this point, Skee, just because of the disruption inside the Toronto lineup. I don't think you'll get either of these guys tonight, though. So maybe a little less disruption, but a little shorter as far as depth is concerned. But to your point about, and when I said mechanical play, either team total or full game total, to your point about Houston team total, that's the one that's going up. It's funny that the full game total went up 2 points, but Toronto's team total didn't move at all. It was Houston's team total that went up with it. Generally, they'll split the difference. Game moves 2 points, 1 point each team, where team totals are concerned. But this one, the whole ball of wax was shifted to the Houston side. That's jumped from, I think, 114.5 to 116.5, somewhere in that vicinity. But I could see them getting over that easily. Toronto's not all that much defensively nowadays.
Yeah, I will look at that. I'll put them both on my short list here, both the Rockets and so I'll put Houston / team total over. And that first game that you mentioned, the Sixers and Hawks, I will just say that I would be looking at the over or nothing. I think without Embiid, when you just have Maxey out there, they are absolutely going to play up tempo. I feel like, Hield is not out there, but especially if they had Hield, I would like it even more. I just feel like Sixers play fast. Hawks are the number 1 pace the last 5 games, the number 2 offensive rated team. Both teams, bottom 5 defensive rated teams the last 5 games. So playing fast, pretty solid offense, no defense. It's 1 + 1 = 2. That says it's going to get over the total, and the market has already drove it up 5.5 points. So anything else you want to add there, or we can move on over to Washington and Boston?
No, it sounds good to me. I did consider Hawks first half over 63.5. Just think they come out and score as they do. Their team total right now, I'm looking 124.5. I think is the best number you could get possible there as well. And we've talked about it enough, Skee. Philadelphia just doesn't have any rim protection at this point in time. Paul Reed is not the answer. And Atlanta, the way they're playing right now offensively, should be able to have their way.
All right, we'll move on over to 537, 538, Washington and Boston. Game opened up Celtics minus 16. They're now 17.5-point favorites. Total opened up 238 and is down as low as 235. For the injury report, Livers, Holmes, Baldwin, Bagley all out for the Wizards. For Boston, looks like Tatum and Springer are both game time decision here tonight, and Tillman is not ready to play yet. So I feel like Washington is missing a lot of rim protection for this game. It's going to be tough for them to stop Boston in that regard. So I've been really good with the Wizards. They've been very good as a road dog, 15-8-2 so far this season. But I need to wait until they can get Holmes in or somebody to protect the rim, especially versus potent Celtics offense. So I still wouldn't lay with the Celtics. I guess gun to my head, I'll lean Washington, but probably not a game I'm playing. How do you feel about it, Veno?
Yeah, I don't want to lay that type of number with Boston, who, I know it's a Friday night at home. I'm always a proponent of that type of stuff. And we know that Jason Tatum has told us time and time again that they're committing to home games here. But to win by 18, there could be a disinterest level here, Skee, once this game hits the third quarter. Maybe get in and get out if you like Boston, but I don't have a preference either way here. I guess, if I had to, I would probably take the full game points with Washington, just thinking that Boston could care less about winning by margin here. They played a really good game against Atlanta the other night, won that one, but I don't know. There's not a lot for me to like here.
Yeah, definitely not a lot to like. I agree that Celtics probably look at the other side and, don't really care too much about this game. So I'll move on over. We'll go 539, 540. Charlotte and Milwaukee opened up Bucks minus 13.5. They are now 14.5-point favorites. Total opened up 229. And it looks like 228 is a consensus. As far as the injury report for the Bucks, you have Middleton, Lillard, and Beverly, all game time decision. For the Hornets, a lot of new people on this roster. A lot of people out. Martin is still game time decision. This is tough. The one thing I'll say about this is I'm absolutely not laying points with the Bucks. Absolutely not. They're on a back-to-back here too, correct? So they have that going against them. They don't really play great defense. And you guys, on the season, their 3-point defense numbers look good. But a big reason why they went and got Patrick Beverly is because their guards can't stop anybody. So, but when you can't really, I can't lay with the Bucks because they can't get stops. It's that simple. I know the Hornets have been terrible, but a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, I can only look towards the Hornets. How do you feel about this one, Veno?
Yeah, remember yesterday when we talked about Milwaukee, Minnesota, and I came on here and I gave you all that brilliance that Glenn Rivers was giving us about how the team was starting to become a little more connected defensively. We saw how long that lasted. 129 points by the Timberwolves last night, a team that generally doesn't get into that range. They win more with defense than they do with offense, but they had no problem scoring against Milwaukee last night. Since he showed up as the head coach, they're 1-5. And I know he hasn't had Lillard for a couple of games. Chris Middleton got hurt the other night and couldn't play the rest of the game against Phoenix, and then didn't play last night. But no excuses, Skee. They're not. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to do with this team. Honestly, you might have been better off just leaving your head coach in place. They were 5-1 better at that point than they are now. But when I look at Charlotte, I almost get the feel, and you had a lot of luck with this, with Memphis, right? You're going to get 9 guys out there that are just going to grind. That starting lineup isn't much, just like when Memphis was decimated. In the first few games out of the box, they played hard, covered numbers. This is a big number. I could almost see it happening here for them. Milwaukee, second of back-to-backs after an important game lost last night. I don't know where their mindset is, so can't lay it with the Bucks. Probably, if you think you can correlate the Charlotte situation to the Memphis situation early on when they first lost all their guys and were covering numbers, then maybe you want to get to Charlotte.
Well, I feel comfortable back in Charlotte just because I faded Milwaukee. I mean, you look at the injury report, they just said in the chat too that Giannis is now game time decision, along with
You don't
Lillard.
want to play.
Crowder's game time. I mean, they don't even care about playing this Hornets team.
Right.
And you may have some of these other guys who are getting an opportunity today. So fade of the Bucks tells me that Hornets could be worth a shot. Only way for me to play that game, and maybe that may be a play I can get to the window with. We'll see. Next game up, we have, and my apologies here, computer just did some weird things. 541, 542. Denver and Sacramento opened up Kings -1. They're a 2.5-point favorite. Total opened 233.5, and it looks like 232. For the injury report, it's weird because KCP is on here, but it's not saying anything. Let me click him and see what they tell me. Yeah, it's not telling me anything. It just that he was ruled out for Thursday. So not sure why he's even there. For Sacramento, Duarte is out. Obviously, the rest advantage for the Kings here. Nuggets on the back-to-back after playing the Lakers yesterday. But I'm just not a big believer in the Kings in general. I don't really want to lay any numbers with them unless they're playing an absolute bottom feeder. And they haven't been playing the best basketball right now. They've covered 2 of their last 6 games, bottom 10 defensive rated team in their last 5. And all the categories that I care about, offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage, last 5 games, Denver has been better than them. So Denver, 3-2 as a road dog so far this season. I think they can get this one done on a back-to-back. How do you feel about it, Veno?
Especially when you look at their schedule, Skee, and see that they don't play for a couple of days. So they can go all out here and then get a couple of days of rest, not even one. So if it's important to them, and it looks, we talked about it enough yesterday, at least I did. I think that Denver's hit a portion of the schedule that they consider important. 9-1 to the under in their last 10 games. And when you start going through the points that they're allowing, I get they play slow, but it's a combination of playing methodical and playing defense, because when they don't play defense, their games go over despite how slow they play. Sacramento, I know part of your hell no list. I don't know that I want them here. I get this feeling that Denver's out to prove something at this point in time. I don't know that they thought that they were going to get this type of competition for that number 1 seed in the West out of Minnesota and Oklahoma City. So they kind of got to put their foot to the pedal here to make sure they are the number 1 and everything runs through Denver, because OKC and Minnesota aren't backing off. Minnesota's victory last night probably pushes Denver to go out there and do it again. So I don't know, unless somebody's going to sit Skee, I would take 2.5. And I know this line jumped from 1 up to 2.5. So maybe there's potential for Denver other than KCP. But if it's only KCP, then I think Denver's got enough in the tank to beat this team. Certainly, they're the better defensive team at this point in time.
I think they have more than enough in the tank, too. I mean, you mentioned they have a lot of rest after this game, too. You said they don't play until when?
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-day. They don't play Milwaukee until the 12th. Today's only the 9th.
And they had 3 days rest before the Laker game yesterday. So
right,
they're fine in my eyes. And they can still go all out tonight. I think the Nuggets are the right side in that game. Probably will get to the window with the Nuggets. I want to write them here on my list. Had a lot of information today. A lot of football, a lot of basketball. Got to write some stuff down here, Veno. We're old school, right? Use the pen and paper.
Yeah, I've always got it. You see my notes. The desk is always cluttered. But I think that I hadn't bet that. I think we're talking each other into that one. I kind of like Denver right now, plus the 2.5. So we're putting that.
That's why we do these shows. We help each other out. Help the viewers out. We all help. Viewers help us out. We all help each other. We could just turn this off now. I want nothing to do with this game, Veno. Do you want to talk to people about Pelicans versus Lakers? Because absolutely not for me. You know Bet the Pelicans.
Well, everybody is. They've gone from 1 up to 2.5, and I see 3 now at Heritage, which means this line may be going up universally in the near future. My first reaction, Skee, was I wanted to get there with total. I thought over might be a good play here. I don't see the Lakers putting up a lot of resistance, but maybe New Orleans team total is even better than just playing full game total in this one. New Orleans playing pretty good at this point in time. Had a big win against the Clippers the other night and then a little rest after that. So I may take a look toward New Orleans team total here. I'm trying to get the current number on that right now. Let me just see. They're sitting at 117.5. And, you know, I think this might be a little bit of a higher scoring game. So maybe I'll get there with New Orleans over 117.5. That's something I'll put down here to take a good look at.
Well, one thing I want to mention here is the pathetic Lakers are 1-7 ATS on the second of the back-to-back, so could be a good spot to double up. I mean, Pelicans first half has been good, right? Pelicans full game could also be in the works. The more the game goes on, the more advantage it is for New Orleans. So I think you double up on the Pelicans and get paid tonight. That's what I think. I had a troublemaker. No, I'm kidding. I had Kyle. He was acting like a troublemaker. I did his show on Wednesday. He's a good guy. He came in and said, I wish I could find the comment, but it's way up there. He said, Skee, he's pretty much saying, like, you know, after yesterday, nobody wants the Lakers. If we be taking the Lakers today, I think, you know, today's the spot to take them in. I simply cannot. Maybe I should just stay off the game. But that's it for me. I'm going to get sick if I have to talk anything else about the Lakers. Good. We got through everything, Veno.
Let me ask you a quick question here because the name rings a bell. Is Kyle, the guy you did his show, is that Toasty Sam's buddy?
Yes.
That's where I knew that from. I knew it sounded familiar. He used to always be in our chats on the NBA show. Haven't heard a lot from him as of late, but yeah, good to see him active here in the chat for your show.
Yeah, Toast is our guy too. So I want to ask you before we move over to that best bet segment. You know, we did talk football. Was there anything that you wanted to that we missed or we didn't have time to talk about, or we're good to move on over to best bets?
I'll say this, Skee. I started at Kansas City, and I think I'm going to end at Kansas City. I really never changed my mind on side. I do think in the end, I'll probably get there with some form of over in this total. I just think that the offenses will be really well prepared. And I think this narrative about low possessions, like I said to you earlier, when I looked back at these games, these teams have been playing low possession games and still scoring. Buffalo did a lot offensively against the Chiefs with only one wide receiver, Stephon Diggs. Gabriel Davis was out for that game. So even though I like Kansas City's defense, I think San Francisco can do some damage. So that's kind of where I stand. I gave you the Valdez-Scantling prop. There was something, you know, I got questioned on this yesterday on a radio show. Guy wanted to know if there was anything, if I do any of these outrageous props. And I guess by outrageous, they mean something that's not the norm. There is a prop out there when I looked into it at -110 each way. And it is kind of weird. Will the first touchdown be scored by an odd or even numbered jersey? I started thinking Kelsey is an odd number. Kittle is an odd number. Debo is an odd number. Patrick Mahomes is an odd number. A lot of odd number guys to be throwing 110 around with. So I may take a look at that. It's not up my alley. It's not something I generally do. But those guys are all capable of scoring first TD in this game. So maybe I take a look there too.
What were the odds on that?
It was -110 both ways.
Okay. So yeah, there are quite a few guys who could get that done. That could be a good way to look at it. Good stuff there, Rob. I feel like we had a really good show, and the show has been going for about an hour and 20 minutes. So it is.
How much of that was pissed off at the Lakers, though?
I think that was about 8 minutes. A good 8 minutes or so of just bashing the hell out of the Lakers, LeBron, and whoever else was involved last night. So I don't even want to think about it, man. We'll move on over to best bet segment. Yeah, that's what I need. That's exactly what I need. If you've been around, you know what to do by now. If you're new, everybody's gonna drop their best bet in the chat. And I'm sorry, I didn't get to review everybody's best bet today because I was just too pissed. For one, I was too pissed to go and grade everything. And two, we had short limited time with Rob, so I just couldn't get to it today. But we'll be right back to, well, actually today's Friday, so we won't have a show tomorrow. But still, everybody in the chat, extremely sharp. We've had a day this week where they went 28-12, et cetera, et cetera. So the rules are you put best bet next to your bet, you put the line of the, what you're getting, and then no more than 2 best bets. So that's how we rock around here. Veno, is there anything you would like to promote? Is there maybe one thing, or is there maybe, a wager you like a little bit more than the others for the show?
Well, let's say this. Let's start with wagertalk.com. Again, I'll just beat this horse for however many years I'm on this show with you, Skee. At wagertalk.com, go ahead and drop your email address in if you haven't yet become a member, because the amount of free content you'll get is worth a free membership. Videos each and every day. I just got off the college basketball video for today. Interesting that there's 3 college basketball games today and about 150 tomorrow. I don't know why they schedule it like that, but you can get opinions on the college hoop game or games here today. Hockey, NBA, NFL, Super Bowl. There's a zillion videos done by Wager Talk analysts on the Super Bowl. So go ahead, drop your email address, check it out, wagertalk.com. If you're interested in selection packages, mine are always available at wagertalk.com. For the play, Skee, let me tell you this real quick. On the college hoop show I was just on, Merrill actually stole my play, but we agreed on the same play, which was San Jose State and Colorado State over 143 when we did the show. Now, when I left an hour ago to go do that show. That game has since gone from 143 to 146. 3 points worth of value gone immediately. So for myself, I'm glad I got in early on that. For the NBA, I'm going to go back to what I said about the Houston Rockets. I think it's just a knee-jerk mechanical play at this point in time. I'll do it with team total tonight over 116.5 against the Toronto Raptors. I just think that the way they want to play, they've told us all, and now they've showed us. A lot of times we read these quotes, and they don't come to fruition. Sometimes these teams tell the truth, and Houston seems to be one that's telling the truth right now, from Jalen Green to the head coach. They all want to run. That's what they're built for. So I guess Udoka's plan to come in and create a defensive team just didn't have the personnel for it. Doesn't matter to me because I can make money off it. So I'm going to play Houston team total over 116.5.
All right, good stuff there. Veno thinking there'll be points in that Rockets game from one side. And I'll take a look at a couple best bets in the chat here. We have JT liking the Pels first half money line. Justin likes Nevada minus 136. David K likes those Nuggets minus 2 or plus 2.5. Siete Catorce going with the Hawks minus 4. KC likes, she took the Rockets plus 3. You got a good number there. Brandon Saunders says Colorado State team total over 80. So getting some different sports in here. Dante being smart with this one. Lakers team total under 116.5. You can maybe do an alt under and get some more value on that one. Brandon Saunders, I feel like I saw this. So he's giving 2 best bets here. The Penguins, he's giving us NHL, and he's giving us college basketball. So a little bit of everything. And for you guys watching on the replay, you can see the entire chat. Just go to the comment section. You swipe over and then click. And once you push play, you can see all the comments, as if the show was going live. So with all that out the way, I don't like to give you guys best bets that I haven't bet myself. And I have a big short list of NFL. I have a small short list of NBA. What I'll do right now is I'll share my short list of NBA, and I'll give you a best bet in football. My short list in NBA as of now is Rockets or the team total over, Hornets plus 14.5, Nuggets plus 2.5, and Pelicans first half full game. Those are my short list for the NBA. My best bet for the show, it's going to be, you should be taking shortest touchdown under 1.5 yards. I'm not looking at it currently, so I hope it's not juiced to hell, but it was around minus 150 when I bet it. And it's hit every year since I've been in Vegas. It's hit 7 of the last 8. I explained earlier all the reasons why it can hit. So that'll be my best bet for the show. And like I always say, show is absolutely nothing without the chat. I appreciate all of you guys, a lot of great information, and you guys know how to have a good time. I appreciate you too, Rob, and my boy 5-Star for sliding through and sharing a lot of great information. I want to wish everybody best of luck on all your action. Good luck if you tell. And members, we did get a couple new members today. I will have something up for you guys. And check out, make sure you're looking out, members, for something tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.